So I'm here today to review this lateral raise machine. It's pretty crap.
Hey, Angus here, and today we're reviewing this. This is the Extreme Fitness lateral raise machine. So it comes in at 220 and the base comes in at 100. The base is actually cool. So we've got several adjustment points here. We can adjust how the handle is. Here we can lengthen this bit here. And as you can see, these move okay, a little bit clunky. There's also this one here, which rotates. You can lock it in or you can twirl it so it's loose. When I originally got this, I thought this was a flaw, but it's actually a feature. Pretty cool. And then you can move this bit up and down. I'll get to that in a minute because that is a bugbear of mine. When we've got the handles loose, we stand on it, we do our flies, we can have the weight above, or we can move this and have the weight, let's move it a little bit more, and have the weight slightly below, which changes the strength curve and changes the feel of it. So for flies, grabbing the handles, I leave them loose all the time. Get your head up against there. And this, again, this is okay for me, but ideally I would want the handle here for a fly. On paper, very cool machine, small footprint, you can wheel it about, you can put it different places, but in practicality, some things are just missing to make this awesome. So this is behind the machine, and here's the pin where we're gonna move it up and down this silver column. If you're gonna move it up and down the silver column, if there's only one of you, you're gonna have to take the weight off because it's just too cumbersome to do that. Okay, let's say we want to lower this down because we want to do it kneeling, or we want to do bent over, or we want to do flies with it. We're going to pull this pop pin. I've taken the weights off so you don't have to watch me do that. So I'm going to pull this pop pin and slide it down. This is numbered here, which is nice. But if you hear this, that pop pin isn't going in. I don't know what number I need. That was actually the best that's ever gone in. Most of the time, it just doesn't go in. So I'm going to pull that out and let's set this up higher, and I want it here, for example. I got to wiggle it to get this pop pin to go in, and as you can see, that is a bit of a struggle. This gets tiresome as you're doing it, and that's still not in. So and that's just not clicking in, which is an absolute nightmare. These holes here just need to be bigger. Functionality for these lateral raises, really cool. But this is pretty much set up for me. Here's the pivot point here, and you want that kind of in line with your shoulder for the best feel. I'm 5'8", so a lot of my people are taller. I do have a workaround for them. We lower it and we do it on our knees, which means it's also set up for the bent over lateral raises. For me, perfect. For most of my female clients, perfect. But my male clients, this is just too short for them. You can lower the handle, depending how tall they are. So if their hands are further down, we can lower the handle to meet them. And that's a workaround for sure. So here's the base here. The base is actually really nicely made. And this is actually a really cool thing to have in your gym. They're the weight horns. These are rubber stoppers here for the end range. So this is how I set it up for most people. Kneeling, loose handles, set on number 2, get nice and close, and do your raises. You can alter these handles as you see fit. The pop pins on these, not bad at all. They go in. And there we go, handles are loose, rotating handles. One other thing I'd like to point out, this handle is thinner than this handle, substantially thinner. This is just like knurled on a wider grip. That grip is wider, and it's really annoying for a bit of equipment that should be premium. This pad is just a little bit squint. Now these are beautifully numbered, laser etched on, but they're not laser etched onto here. This is a separate bit of steel on there. It's quite difficult to see. When you pull this out and put it on, like, say, number 7, let's see if we can see this. When you pull it, did you see that? It pulls this away because this is only attached here and here. So that chips away every single time. It's a minor complaint, but I think over time this numbered thing would come off, and the numbered thing is actually really nice. The movement is fine, the movement is great. I'm really enjoying doing this. It's nice to pop into classes. There's less queuing and cheating that people will do on their lateral raises, so the machine keeps them accountable. That's why I'm saying my clients love it. But for me, I just want it a bit smoother in the operation. And then while it's here, you've got bent over. You can either rest your head on there or push your head into there. And then you've got bent over raises. Sometimes it's better just to be a little closer and there, and you're gonna hit those rear delts. So you can work flies on it, you can work delts on it. So sort of to conclude, the flies on it are all right. A cable crossover is still king for that sort of movement. The actual lateral raise, awesome for your delts. It's gonna be great for your delts. And you can overload this. We are using this, I'm using this, the clients are using this quite a lot. The footprint is small, it does wheel about, but it does also take up a bit of room. It doesn't take up no room. And also if you're gonna take this bit out, this metal bit out of the stand, it's awkward to store. I would have loved this if this was rack mountable, some way to connect up onto the rack or to put this metal pole onto the rack. I might jerry rig something. If you've got any questions or anything you want to know, drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them in the comments. Hit like and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.